Okay, welcome to the channel. I am going to go over the updated range scalper strategy. So we have been using the 32 range bars, and the volatility because of Trump and Iran has been going off the charts. And I ran some numbers for May, for the whole month of May. So I'm updating the strategy just slightly. If you go to the settings, and you go to range bars. When you scroll down, you'll see big trades. Now range, you'll see ticks in there. I need to move that out of there and put it up top somewhere. But range ticks we have set to 50. And then the imbalance is set to 4 and 2. The tick merge, I am tick merging at 6 ticks on a 50 range chart. Now, the strategy is because the volatility has been off the charts and the 1 minute ATR has been extremely high during the morning. Now, I normally trade just 9:45 to 11:45, and I just don't trade late afternoon. Now, when the ATR is above 35 for a 1 minute ATR, when it's above 35, I'm working on an update here that you can see right here. This right here, these numbers is a 5 minute cumulative volume delta, okay, CVD. And what I'm going to be doing is you'll see a 1 minute ATR, and right now it says like 26.9. So in the update that's coming soon, you will be able to see that. Right now, this is update 1.4. It's not out yet. But you can update the strategy and start manually scalping with this. So if the ATR on a 1 minute ATR is above 35, we need to switch over to a 50 range chart. The imbalance ratio has to be set to 4, and the levels have to be set to 2, and the tick merge has to be set to 6. Now, in between the ATR between 30 and 35, there is a dead zone in the month of May. So I'm thinking there's a dead zone in this month as well. When I talk about a dead zone is the profit factor goes down. Once we get below a 1 minute ATR of 30 and below, the profit factor starts going up. And that's just because there's not enough volatility to use the 50 range, but the volatility is too high to use like a 32 range. So I'm making some settings. Now, in between a 1 minute ATR between 30 and 35, I'm most likely will not be trading. I'll just wait until it gets below 30 or above 35. So when the ATR is below 30, then you want to set the range ticks. Right now, it's like 1 o'clock in. I'm just waiting for the volatility to come back in. Plus, well, I'm just not trading on late afternoon. But if the ATR is below 30, you want to come in here and change the range ticks to 32. Keep the imbalance to 4 and the levels to 2, but the tick merge needs to be 4. And you can click Save and Apply. So when the volatility is lower than 30, you can start scalping the stacked and balanced areas. So those are the settings that I'm using. Mainly, if it's above 35 ATR for 1 minute, you go to a 50 range chart. You use the imbalance levels of 4 and 2, and you tick merge it to 6. When the ATR is below 30, you use a 32 range chart, and you can tick merge it to 4. Now, I've ran the numbers and I'm updating the 32 range. That is what we normally do. But I'm updating this to 40. That's just because of the volatility that we're seeing. So the ranges, when it's below 30, it really needs to be set to 40. And when you click save and apply, it will start updating. Now, this might not seem like a very big deal, but I've ran the numbers and the numbers are telling me for the month of May, and that's why I'm kind of using it for this month as well. I ran the numbers and the numbers, this number right here was ran on a 40 range chart and bounced a 4 and 2, tick march to 4. And as you can see, for the whole month of May, it would have done like $20,000, average about $1,000 a day. That's what I'm used to. But I had to move it to a range of 40, not 32. I had it set to 40. And as you can see, between 15 and 20, we have a profit factor of 6. That's fantastic. 20 to 25, profit factor of 2.9. Profit factor of 20, ATR between 25 and 30, profit factor of 3. Okay, once you start going into 35 area, your profit factor starts dropping. That's still good, but as you can see, the trades are not as much, okay? And the win, 1,400 to 500. But once you start going above 35, your profit factor is basically break even. A profit factor of 1 just means for every $100 you lose, you make $100. You're just basically break even. So 1 in a 1.26 is just not good enough for me. Now, the back test results, we'll see right here, winning 47, losing 35, break even 87. But we have a profit factor, an average profit factor of 3.4. We've had like 169 trades for May if we would have set to the 40 range chart. And I'm doing this because of the volatility in the market. Once Trump and Iran get this settled and the market starts settling down, these numbers are going to change. And I will let you know that. Now, I ran the numbers for when we are above 35 volatility. As you can see here, it's 945 to 1145. So in Ninja Trader, when the ATR is above 35, you need to switch to a 50 range chart, tick march it to 6. Okay. Now, you're not going to get as many trades, but you're going to be able to make some money. As you can see here, in May, it only would have traded no trades on 12 and 13, but 15, 18, 19. There's some trades right up in here. Okay. So as you can see here, is 1,700. Best trade, 1,700. Worst trade, daily P&L, 1,500, 1,300, 4,000, 1,000, lost 1,000. So you made like $7,000 when you switch the ATR, when it's above 35 and you switch the range bars to a 50 range and you tick march it to 6, you can start making money again. And the reason I do this is because the ATR, the average true range for 1 minute, starts getting very volatile. A 32 range bar is going to get chopped up. A 40 range bar is going to get chopped up. But if you do a 50 range bar and you tick merge the NQ to 1.5 points, then you're not going to get chopped up as much. You're going to be able to make some money. Now, the profit factor is 4. That's pretty high, but then again, we only have like 56 trades, so that's really not that much. Once this Trump and Iran starts settling down, we're not going to be using a 50 range chart. We just have to use it because of the volatility. That's all. Now, this 4 right here, if I did this for like 3 months of this volatility, more than likely it wouldn't be 4. It'd probably be around half that. So that's what I wanted to go over is when the ATR is above 35, you have to go into your settings and you have to put the range bar to 50 and balance and levels is 4 and 2 and tick merge it to 6. When it's below 30, now you can trade if it's like 30 or 35. That's fine. I just shut it down. I just don't take any trades. I lock it down. I just sit and wait. And if I get no trades in, I just wait for the next day and just move on. So this is what I wanted to go over. You have to go into the settings and set this up. Now, I am working, if you see right down in here, you'll see something called AT. I'm working on what's called an auto trader, where you'll be able to go long and short. And inside the settings in version 1.4 that I'm hoping to get released next week, hopefully, when you go into trading, you'll see an auto trader mode. Auto trader, automatic entries plus stops. Hybrid equals auto entries, manual stops, and self is just manual only. So you'll have like an auto, a hybrid, or self. And auto means that it's going to trade auto. It's going to enter and exit the trades. You don't have to do anything. A hybrid is the auto trader will enter the trades for you under the logic that I've written and for the trading plan. It will get you into the trade and automatically place a stop, but it will be your responsibility when it's hybrid to take the profits. Now, when it's just self, well, self just means it'll enter the trade, but it's going to have no stops or no take profit, anything. You have to fully manage that. So I'm working on this right now. Now, I have this set up for my personal trading platform that you see me streaming from time to time. It's automatically set up, and uh, this is what I did today on the auto trader. Uh, got like $200 on account on this account. It was a fresh eval account. Okay, but as you can see here, we got like 386 on this one, about $400 on that. My funded account, I got 445. That $28 was just a trade day. I need to get in a trade day today. I always do like a couple a week. If I'm not trading the funded, I'll just throw in some micros and just do a couple of trades. And then for the sim account, there were some adjustments that I made, and I need to test it. Okay, but on my personal platform, the auto trader is fully automated. It's working. It made like $200 today. Yesterday, it made some money, and the day before, I think it made 650. It made like 1,000, I think, yesterday, and 650 the other day. So it's doing very well. And I'm taking the auto trader and I am porting it over to Ninja Trader, as you can see here, auto trader. That's why on this sim account, I'm actually testing it to make sure it's actually working. And there are some things that I have to fix before I release it. So I just wanted to go over the updated strategy since the volatility is kind of high. At least you'll be able to get in some trades when the volatility is kind of high. When it went from today, the volatility was above 70. I didn't even trade, I just locked my auto trader. I was like, don't even trade until it settles down. Once it got down to around 50, then I turned it on. And then it made like the $200. And then news came out, and the auto trader didn't catch anything. And then I just shut it down because news was hitting. I was like, that's it. I'm done for the day. And that's what I've been doing as you saw those accounts. I'm just slowly grinding them up to pass them and also the funded account for a payout. So those are the settings that I'm using because of the volatility. At least you'll be able to trade. Now, when the volatility goes down below 30 and it stays there, that's when we're really going to be cranking out the trades. And that's going to be really good. The sweet spot is below, is like 25 and below is where you really make a lot of your money. As you can see right here on this right here, between 15 and 25, I'm sorry, between 15 and 30, you really start making some really decent money. Right in between like 25 and 30, it's like 7,200 gross win, 2,200 gross loss. Okay. So when the ATR is below 30, that's when you really start making the money. Now, when it's above 35 and it's up there in like 40, 50, 50, 60 range, you can still trade. You just have to have a bigger range bar and you have to tick merge it more to like a point and a half because the NQ is thinly traded. And plus, you need good quality stacked and balanced areas because the NQ is so highly manipulated. You really need that to be able to tick merge it like that. So I ran it through the backtesting engine that I wrote, and I ran it through data that I have gotten from Data Bento, which is MBO tick per tick data for the whole month of May. And that's why I came up with these settings to be adjusted. Go ahead and get the NinjaTrader add-on. There's a 7-day free trial when I eventually release the Auto Trader. More than likely, it's only going to be for people that have already have a paid subscription for the add-on. If you're on a free trial, more than likely you're not going to be able to test the Auto Trader. I think it will only be for those that have a paid subscription for the add-on and that is using it. So that's all I have. I will talk to you Monday.